What do you think of when you hear the words the Great Pyramid of Giza? An ancient tomb? A world wonder? Or just a giant structure of stone built by the Egyptians? But what if I told you that what lies inside isn't a mummy, but a piece of alien technology? Would you believe me? A team of scientists, a strange signal emerging from the desert, and a gateway buried for thousands of years are slowly being awakened. This isn't a theory. This is a story, told by someone who was there before he vanished. And now, you're about to hear it all. I once believed I understood history, that what was written in books, taught in schools, and displayed in museums was the truth. But that was before I witnessed something I couldn't explain, something that shattered everything I thought I knew. My name is Marcus Weller. I'm an archaeologist, an expert in ancient Egyptian symbolism, and a former lecturer at the University of Chicago. I used to laugh at talk of aliens, strange signals, or interdimensional gateways. I was a skeptic, at least until it happened. It all started with an email. No subject, no greeting, just one single line. The Great Pyramid is emitting a signal. Meet me in Cairo. Urgent. The sender was Helena Ross, an old colleague, someone I once worked with on a royal tomb excavation in Luxor years ago. We were close once until an unpublished incident forced us to part ways. We hadn't spoken in over 3 years. But Helena wasn't the type to panic, and she never lied about archaeological data. I opened the attachment. It was a series of signals collected from a European satellite that had scanned the Giza Plateau just days earlier, a type of low-frequency electromagnetic wave. But the strange part was that when converted into a visual format, it revealed a string of symbols. Not Latin, not Morse code, but ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. But they were unlike any script I had ever seen. It looked like an Egyptian language, but re-encoded, following a logic that didn't belong to any known human civilization. I booked the earliest flight to Cairo. Helena picked me up at the airport. She didn't say much. No smile. No reunion. We just sat in silence as the car sped across the desert under the blistering heat, heading toward the towering shadow of the Great Pyramid. "Did you send this to anyone else?" I asked. "No, just you." "I don't trust anyone else." That answer chilled me. When someone like Helena, a scientist, says she doesn't trust anyone else, it means she's uncovered something that should have never been touched. We arrived at a small research station about 800 meters from the pyramid. Inside were engineers, electromagnetic specialists, and a few men from a government whose name no one mentioned, all monitoring the strange signal coming from deep within the ancient stone structure. Helena brought me into the control center, a room lit by dozens of monitors displaying code streams, 3D scans of the pyramid, and a repeating line of flickering symbols. "We call it the prime signal," she said. "It started broadcasting 3 weeks ago. Every 26 minutes it repeats. Not a second off." I stared at the symbols. Spirals, stylized eyes, inverted pyramids, and complex mathematical vectors. Each one seemed to carry mathematical intent, and a grammar system not of human origin. "You see this one?" Helena pointed to a twin circle shape, same as the symbol etched onto the Anubis tablet we found in Luxor. I nodded. I remembered it clearly. That tablet was seized by the Egyptian authorities the very next day. "Where's the signal coming from?" I asked. She pointed to the 3D map, to the very heart of the pyramid, where there were no known corridors or access tunnels. "We call it the central chamber," Helena said. "No one's ever been inside." That night, a group calling themselves the Osiris Group showed up. They claimed the pyramid was never a tomb, but a transmission device, a relay station used for interstellar communication, once active between the stars. And they wanted to open it, not to explore, but to reactivate it. They chose me. Not because I was an expert, but because, according to them, my DNA was compatible. Days later, once we managed to drill a narrow passage into the sealed chamber, the object inside, a rhomboid stone, began to glow. The light wasn't artificial. It didn't come from bulbs or wires. It looked alive. I stepped in, reaching toward it. The moment my hand touched the surface, I was pulled into a stream of consciousness. A blurry realm filled with memories not my own. A foreign planet. Beings standing in circles around a different pyramid, one hundreds of times larger than Giza's. And then a voice, no language, just thought, inside my head. "We have waited so long." When I woke up, Helena said I'd been unconscious for 17 minutes, but during that time the device had activated. The signal had changed. It began calling out, naming everyone in the room, one by one. Albrecht, the man leading the Osiris group, walked in. "You're the one, Marcus," he said. "Your ancestors, they weren't entirely from Earth, and now the gateway has found its key." I didn't want to believe him, but I had seen the world beyond the gate, a realm outside time and space, a place without speech, only thought. And I knew I belonged to it. A part of me had always belonged to it. The pyramid was never a tomb. It was never meant to be an end. It was the beginning of something far beyond human imagination. And if they were right, if someone or something is still waiting on the other side of that gateway, then the real question is no longer, should we open it? But will we be able to close it once it opens? Are you ready to hear the truth? Or do you still think the pyramid is just a pile of stones in the desert?